Does having children really destroy finances? Does it stop people from building wealth and growing financially? Now, let's really be realistic, because this video is for parents or people looking to have kids someday, or people raising kids in one way or the other. I'm sure you all can relate to this video right now. So stay tuned. Let's go straight into the details, because it's really going to be impactful. My name is Tochi. You're welcome to my channel. Now, at one point or the other, I'm sure you'd have asked yourself, if you have kids, can I still build wealth and be successful financially while raising children? Because let's be very honest, children are very expensive, and they are becoming more expensive as the days go by. I'm speaking from experience, right? Guys, if you agree with me, please let me know in the comment section. And then when you hear people saying they can't save or they're struggling to save, it's simply because having kids is taking a toll on their finances, and they're not really well educated or well prepared to handle it better. So this is the essence of this video for us as parents, to talk about raising kids and building wealth at the same time. Is it possible, or is it impossible? Now, before having children, like I established, most people just think about baby foods, nappies, toys, but it's way more than that. What people never realize is that the expenses never stop. In fact, the point of pregnancy is just the beginning. Toys and nappies and baby food is just the beginning. It's the tip of the iceberg. 1 minute you're buying baby formula, the next minute you're buying school uniforms, shoes, birthday gifts for one friend, you're registering the child for one extracurricular activity to learn one skill or the other, and all of that. So the more children you have, the more money you spend, obviously. And then it's replacing the same clothes and shoes that they've somehow outgrown after wearing it for just a few months. And as a parent, it just feels like you're buying the same thing over and over again. And it just never stops. And obviously, the more children you have, the more the money multiplies very quickly, especially if you want your children to have a quality life. Now, guys, one thing that we don't fully put into consideration is the number of recurring expenses. The direct debits that nobody warns you about, especially in this part of the world. Guys, your children's activities and their direct debits alone takes a chunk of your monthly income. So while you're talking about feeding, you're talking about money to pay your bills, you're talking about money for clothes and shoes, you're also talking about money for your kids' direct debits, because they have to learn swimming, right? Football, music, dance, ballet, one thing or the other. Children have to learn a skill. If you're working parents, you have to pay for breakfast club, after school club, and they are all direct debit. All the monies will leave your account at the end of the month after you have set them up. So it's a recurring expense. You know, I was discussing with a parent one time when we took our children for swimming. So while they were swimming, we had time to talk. And then we just started talking about the expenses, the direct debits. And she mentioned that hers is over £500 for her children's expenses alone. If you want your children to pursue football, I was discussing with a parent as well, whose child has gone very far in the football academy, you know, trying to train to become a professional footballer. And she was telling me how much they've spent their time, their money to get to that state, to get to their phase. You know, I was trying to explain, oh, I wish my son can do this as well. I wish. And she told me, hope you're also ready for the financial expenses that comes with it as well, because the financial commitment is a lot. It's going to take a toll on your finances if you're not very careful, if you don't prepare for it. So sometimes you think it's just little, yeah, it's £30, £40 monthly payment. Okay, we can do that, we can live with that. But then by the time it adds up, you see that it's going into hundreds of pounds. Like, this is where tracking comes in. By the time you begin to track your expenses, you will see that, oh, a chunk of your income, a chunk of your money is actually going into your children's activities. So as you're paying for your rent, your mortgage, all your monthly bills, your energy, your water, as you're paying for your phone bills, you're also paying for your children's activities. Isn't that interesting? Because I'm sure most parents want their children to have opportunities, want them to learn new things, develop new skills. And all of that come at a cost. Another hidden cost that most people don't talk about is time. When you have children, your ability to focus on one job, work extra hours, develop side hustles, start a business is kind of limited. So many parents are not only spending more money, they are also losing the ability, the flexibility to earn more. This is one of the reasons why many families feel financially stretched. Your expenses go up and your time is coming down. It's taking your children take up your whole time. So having kids and raising kids is quite tricky. It's a big sacrifice, but it shouldn't still stop you from saving and investing. Children are blessings, and if you go biblical, the Bible says that the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. But you just have to make it happen. You just have to have that understanding and know how to balance it. And I'm going to share that as we progress. So, should having children stop you from saving? No, having kids should not stop you from saving. However, it may change how you save. The problem is that most people wait until they've paid all their bills, their direct debit, everything before they start saving. And that is where the challenge is, because there's rarely anything left. If you keep waiting for when you have spent everything you need to spend on before you start saving, there's going to be a problem. You won't save, because if you look at it, there's nothing left. There's always one thing to spend on. There's just something about your child that will cost you money. By the time it happens to me, I go somewhere, maybe I'm even going for something else, going for a walk or for a run, going to the gym, and then beside it, there's a store. I just remember, oh, my child's shoe is overgrown. You're dressing up your child to school, you discover that their water bottle just got missing, their jumper got missing, you need to replace it. There's a school trip coming up, there's a costume for World Book Day. There's just something. So the perfect time for saving just never comes, right? So what I would advise is you should treat your savings as a bill. The way you treat your rent, your mortgage, that's the way you should treat your savings. Your savings should be one of the first things you do by the time your salary or your money enters your account. So being consistent with your savings as the first thing you do is very important. And no matter how little the money is, with time, it begins to add up. Because what do they say again about little drops of water? So another question people ask is, should parents invest while raising children? Isn't it very difficult? We're talking about saving, we're also talking about investing. From where? Where will all this money come from, especially if you just have a decent income? It is actually doable. You can do it if you set your mind to do it, right? Investing is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's something that grows over time. And because your children are also growing, is something parents should actually pay attention to, because it's very, very important. You're investing not just for your future, but also for that of your children as well. So your children are growing. One day, they want to go to the university. They want to move out of your home. They want to buy a car. They want to buy their house. They want to start a business. They want to do something. And if you build a solid foundation for them now, it will be a plus for them. Instead of having to start afresh, when they grow up, start from the scratch. But you giving them that soft landing is very, very important. It's very important as a parent to set a good financial foundation, very solid one for your children. And you can do that by investing today, no matter how little. Because even small investments over many years will make a huge difference, okay? Now, no pressure. The key is not trying to do everything at once. Pay your bills, build your emergency funds, then gradually start investing what you can afford. Another thing that's very important is, as parents, do not forget yourself. While loving your children, wanting to give them the world, wanting to do everything for them, sacrificing everything, do not forget yourself in the process, because your children also need financially secured parents, okay? Do not neglect yourself in the process. Also build something for yourself while you're also trying to build for your children. You want to retire well. You don't want to be constantly stressed about money. You want to be happy at your retirement. You want to be that parent that have savings, financial stability, even on retirement. You don't have to choose between your children and your future. You can do both successfully. Now, one thing I've learned as a parent is that financial success is not about perfection. It's basically about planning, right? We have had seasons where savings was easier. We've also had times when it was difficult, right? Unexpected expenses took up everything and we couldn't save. So it's more about intentionality. It's more about knowing that you're supposed to do this and working towards it. Some months it might not work. You might not meet your target, and that's fine. You move on to the next month. But the good thing is you're still trying to work it out. You're still trying to make it happen. And by next month, it will work. And then when it works out for you, you save. So as a parent, being intentional helps. Tracking my spendings help very, very much, you know, and not inflating your lifestyle. No matter how much money you have, just try to be minimal. Yes, you have to enjoy your life. You want to live, enjoy your money. After all, you work hard. You should enjoy the money you're working hard for. But everything is about balance, it's about modesty, about understanding that there's a future you're preparing for, not just for yourself, but for your children as well. For additional source of incomes, how you can do that. Then understanding that financial progress when you're raising a family might be slower. But then again, being slow does not mean impossible. Okay? Are children destroying our finances? It might feel that way sometimes, to be honest, but I honestly do not think children are the problem. The real challenge is learning how to manage increasing expenses while still building a secure future. Children cost money, yes, a lot of money actually, but that doesn't mean you should give up on saving, investing, or building wealth. It may take longer, it may require more planning, it may even require more sacrifices, but it's still very possible. I'd love to hear from other parents actually. How much do you think children impact your finances? Have you managed to save and invest while raising a family? Or do you think you're just trying to survive each month? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, so yeah, that is it for today's video. I just thought to share because I know that a lot of parents can actually relate to this video. If you also have tips for other parents raising kids or people that are scared of having kids, you know, because of how expensive it is, please share with us in the comment section. So yeah, that is it for today's video. If you found this video helpful, kindly like, share, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.